Hello, my name is Del Ebright, and this is my delta y conversion script. Let's start at the top here. We have the include studio H, which is important in any C script because it allows us to use functions like printf or scanf. And then let's go down here to the main function where we have this mainly do while loop, which allows us to run through the program multiple times if the user chooses to do so. And then let's go back up to here. This is the delta to y conversion, where we start by initializing these variables. These first ones, the delta impedances, are going to be user input. They're taken right here, where first we print and ask the user, prompt them to put in each of the values for the delta network. And then with this scan function, it stores that value into ZA, ZB, and ZC respectively. Then down here we initialize the sum variable, which simply adds up all of the user input. And then after that, these three lines here gives values to Z1, Z2, and Z3 by doing the calculation to convert from delta to y, which is multiplying each of the user inputs by one another and dividing by the total sum. And these four lines here just print those out and display the user the y network impedances. This next function here is very similar, but is now y to delta, where we start by initializing, once again, Z1, Z2, Z3, ZA, B, and C. But now this time, the user input is Z1, Z2, and Z3 instead of ZA, B, and C. These store the Y network impedances, and then down here we initialize another variable, but this time it is different for this different formula. It is the sum of the products of each of the Y network impedances. Each user input is multiplied by one another and added up together and stored in product sum. And then lastly, Z, A, B, and C are given values through the formula, which is the product sum value divided by each of the user inputs once again. And then finally, with these four lines, we display those values to the user for the delta network impedances. And then once again, this is the main function. Here we initialize the choice whether the user wants to do a delta conversion or a y conversion. D or W are the input choices, and this switch case takes the user input and checks to see which it is and which function to execute from there. And then after the function is executed, we ask the user if they want to perform another conversion. And if they say yes, the while loop continues. And if they say no, the while loop does not continue. And that is stored in the repeat variable here. And then we return 0 to close out the main function, and that is my script.